Hello, Aries. Welcome to your reading, and thank you for joining me today. I'm excited for your reading. This is my second time around the wheel with the signs, and this morning while I was shuffling all these cards, I'm always reading symbols, reading patterns, reading, and learning what the different things mean. Okay, I do energy work, so I do that with the body, the different parts of the body. I do it with the tarot, I do it with the clouds, I do it with everything, right? You start to see life like that. So when I was shuffling this morning, every single deck that I shuffled, there were cards falling on the floor, and that doesn't always happen. In fact, it rarely does. But today, like, every single one happened. So it's like already from your reading, I'm feeling that there's a lot of new energy popping off. There's a lot that wants to be said. So it just feels exciting. It feels fiery. And okay, let's see. Oh gosh, that's too many cards. I'm not going to take all those cards. I'm starting with the Animal Oracle. I always like to start with that deck. Okay, so you get the Squirrel card, Believe in Yourself. Okay, so I'm going to set this here, and we're going to move into the tarot and see what else it wants to say about that. It's a 57 card, 12. Did you see me count on my fingers? It's like when I'm in my right brain, my left brain doesn't work. That fell on the floor. Let's see. Yep, that's what I thought. This came up when I was shuffling too. So the Empress. There's your worth. There's your value. There's what you're believing in. This is you. Okay, this is where you're at right now in your life. Believing in yourself. Look at your harvest. Look at everything you have stored away. Let's keep going. I'll get these out of the way here. Okay, Empress. And the colors are very similar in these cards. You know, it's definitely a harvest type of energy. A harvest type of energy. Okay. So we get 3 of air and the King of, oh God. Okay, it's okay. The 3 of air. Oh my God. Bear with me. Bear with me. This is your energy. This is your energy, Aries. You are hopping. You are hopping. Okay. So we get 3 of air and the King of Cups. So immediately with this combination, it's like you have achieved this emotional mastery, basically, right? So whatever you've been through in your life, you're at this point right now where you know how to, well, it's kind of like this, you know your worth. You know your worth, so when trials come along or when something that seems uncomfortable or unfortunate or whatever, it's like you understand, you know how to move through it with mastery. You had a really gorgeous reading last time too, where you were like done with the karmic shit, and this is that same kind of energy where it's like when you have this level of mastery within yourself and you're able to maneuver through the trials with grace and ease, they're not karmic anymore. They're just energies that you're moving through. You know, when we don't have this mastery, then we have to go into this stuff and we have to learn it basically, right? But you know, we get snagged up in it and we have to stay in it and unsnag. This is you just like moving through this stuff like water, because that's really what any kind of situation or emotion or anything, it's just something that moves through. You move through, you know how to move through it, you know how to let it be with water. You're masterful in that way. You can just let it pass. It doesn't have to get stuck on you. Okay, so that's and why? Because you know your worth, you know who you are, you know how to stand with yourself. You're not getting confused by the distortions or by other people's distortions or by untruths or unhealthy patterns. It's like you know what's real, you know what's in alignment, and therefore you can be kind of that anchoring source for your environment. Okay, so really gorgeous, beautiful message. Let's see what else it wants to say about this. If we're talking about something specific, or are we just like, where are we going? Let's move into another deck. I'm going to go into the Wizard deck. Okay, so we get 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups. So immediately, this is really interesting the way this is communicating to me right now. I'm feeling this as like a reward. Okay, so it's like here's this little boy, and here's his, and she's well, she kind of looks like a sister, maybe an older sister, but anyway, she's giving him this cup. So here are all these different cups with these different kind of like, you know, qualities to them. Okay, it's like he earned this cup, basically. This is you. You've earned this cup, and you're being given something. There's a bit of a reward right now. So the 6 of Cups is also a card of the past. It can be a card of past lives. Okay, so things that you've earned throughout your life, throughout your past lives. It's like you're receiving something now. You've achieved a level of mastery where you're receiving something. Okay, all right, let's get another one. Really beautiful. Wow. Aries, this is how it was last time, where it was just like, you guys are on it. Okay, so Queen of Wands. So there you are in your magnetic power, where you're drawing everything to you. So this is just it again. It's like you're sitting on your throne. You're sitting in your mastery. You're aligned with your worth. And everything is coming to you. These cups are just being given to you. Let's see if there's any information about what is coming. I mean, you know what's coming. You know what's coming, but let's see if it wants to talk about that at all. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so we get King of Air, the Six of Pentacles, which is another reward card, the hard work that you put in. That's kind of how the Six of Cups was presenting to me. It's also another six. The sixes are about anchoring. They're about the earth. They're the goddess energy. You know, they're the Empress energy, the Taurian energy, the harvest energy. Okay, so you're harvesting. This is landing on the earth, the Nine of Pentacles. You're in your power. You have everything that you need. You are this magnetic force. You are this magnetic force that's pulling everything towards you. But then we get this guy. We get the King of Swords. And in this deck, interesting. So in this deck, he always kind of seems like the distorted masculine energy to me, like the you know, just the heady, the analytical. So this could be you. This could be in you, or it could be reflected outside of you. Okay, as we know that happens, you know, if we need a mirror to meet these parts of ourselves, it'll come on the outside. So maybe this is a friend, maybe it's a father, maybe it's kind of feeling like it's probably not a partner, because it seems like you guys are in such a good place that you're not doing the karmic stuff, but there's some kind of this energy, some kind of echo of this energy. I think it's interesting because the first card that came up was the Squirrel Spirit, which was believe in yourself, which immediately I wondered if that message was coming because Aries needed to hear it, perhaps, you know, like believe in yourself. So maybe there's a little bit of heady stuff going on in you or reflected around you. That's just kind of maybe doubting, maybe doubting that all this like gorgeous abundance and reward is actually coming in. You know, is this actually coming in? Is it actually time? You know, if that question is there, that seems to be, you know, this reading saying, yes, you are in your mastery. You are in your power. You are drawing everything to you. Okay. So let's see if we can get more information. I'm going to move into the Light Seers deck. I usually don't use this deck because it's not really my style, but it's kind of growing on me. Some of the cards are really gorgeous. Some of them are a little too like beach bummy for me, but here we get the Tower. Okay. You get the Tower. Let me look at this card a little bit. Oh my gosh, there's a squirrel. There's a squirrel with acorns. Totally different artist, totally different deck. Here's the acorns here. Here's the acorns here. This is so special. And there's the Tower. But as the lightning is hitting his home, there are these butterflies, okay? So it's like, even if there is some of this kind of energy around, because we've been in this energy collectively as a species for lifetimes, you know. I mean, this is kind of the energy we're in, where it's like, you know, that victim mentality. It's what's sort of validated around us all the time, you know, in the medical institution, and, you know, just so many of society's structures. It's just like, oh, you're a victim, and oh, you better be afraid, and, you know, you could never just believe in yourself and feel that everything just comes to you because spiritually you're in alignment and you've done the work. Like that's not the dominating message around us in society. So here it is again, you know, that reflection around you, what's around you communicating to you from society is something very different from what any of us that have been on a spiritual path or an inward path or a self-loving path or you know whatever, where we start to come into our own worth. We start to tap into a different version of reality, a different story about what's true. It's not this story, but the story is still all around us. It's everywhere we go, you know. It's, well, depending on where we go, right? If we just hang out in the forest and with like-minded people, then we could be surrounded by this gorgeous energy. But eventually you have to interface, whether it's with family or, you know, you get some weird thing, you got to go into the medical system because it's like I had a staph infection, like it's, you know, and it's like I had to take antibiotics. I hadn't done antibiotics and since I was like 7, you know, but I had to go into that world, and then, you know, then you have to deal with the, you know, sometimes you get kind of sucked into this stuff, but then it gets you to purge, and it gets you to, you know, kind of do some of that cleanup for the collective. But anyway, so it's like sometimes we get sucked into these into this realm because it's still all around us, okay? But look at this. So here, it was so beautiful that it came up. Even the colors are the same. Completely different decks, completely different artists. Sorry, my nose is like running right now. Okay, there. I'll wipe my nose behind the cards. Okay, so there's this tower moment coming in, but the tower moment being the transformation, being, you know, what has brought you into your flowering. Okay, so the fact that the tower came up right after him, it's like there might be a little something going on in your life, or again, like we said, just around in your life that can create a little bit of instability, a little bit of shaking that foundation, like hitting the root chakra. Because, you know, what does the squirrel do? The squirrel has everything that it needs. It gathers up, it has its stores, it just feels safe. So when these tower moments come in, you know, or even if the tower moment for me, like having to interface with that different frequency that I haven't been in for a really long time, it just kind of shook some stuff. It shook some stuff in the root chakra, some of that survival stuff, some of that, because this is the squirrel, you know, he knows how to survive, he knows how to take care of himself. If that gets shaken, it can hit some of those like really root primal things. So it could be like, you know, moving, you know, all the things that can hit this, right? Like moving, feeling you might not have a home, something related to safety, something related to that taking a hit. And yet here, very clearly in this card is the message, especially coming out with this, like you have everything that you need. Even if you don't have what you need in the physical right now, you have everything that you need in terms of your alignment, and therefore your come on card, your magnetism to pull everything in. This is just cosmic law. When we're in alignment with our worth and with our sovereignty, which you are. I mean, this is what this showed, even in these situations. Okay, so here it is again. This tower moment might be another situation like this, but you have that mastery. You have that ability to flow and to allow grace and to allow your higher connection to move you through this, knowing that you're going to magnetize in everything that you need. Because in the other animal deck that I have, the squirrel is, you have everything that you need. You have everything that you need. Why do we need to believe in ourselves? Because the truth of reality, unlike what this bitch says, you know, this bitch of society, mind fuckery hijack says, the truth of reality is that we have everything that we need inside of us. And when we align with that, we draw everything that we need outside of us, which is what these two cards, the 6-6, which is a manifestation card. Okay, so if you're trying to manifest something right now, if you're trying to manifest a home or partner or stability or success or whatever, it's like this, the energy of this card is so much about harvest. I mean, look at these colors. You know, these are harvest cards. Even the tower is a harvest card, because everything is in service to the light. So even whatever lightning strike might be coming into your life right now to kind of like shake things up, and possibly even hitting that root chakra, if that's resonating for you, even that is just an opportunity for you to move through as you do with grace and ease, and to, you know, kind of clear that, to go to a deeper level of stagnancy in the energy field in the body. And to, you know, this lightning is you know, intended to push things out and bring that transformation where your base. Is it raining? Oh my gosh, it's such a gorgeous day today. I'm in the desert and it's been really, really, really dry, so I'm sitting out here. So this is another reading the symbols, the cards popping off. Okay, popping off. What is popping off? Why are they dropping? What is popping off? It's all the things that are coming into your life, all the things that are coming into your life. And then the fact that we've been so dry, but it was raining a little bit this morning. All these clouds, gorgeous sunrise. Again, reading the symbols in my hologram as the one delivering you this message. Okay, it's all related. A little bit of sprinkles going on the tin roof here. And, you know, it's like, this is abundance energy. This is abundance energy. This is harvest energy. This is after a dry spell, all this stuff coming in. I'm getting chills. So, so anyway, yeah. And just again, what I'm noticing with this Queen of Wands is this deep red. Okay. This deep red, the deep crimson, also related to the root chakra, which, you know, when we're moving forward in the physical world and we're coming into this kind of abundance and fruition energy, it can trigger some of those root fears. Again, I'm saying this because this guy came up. Okay, so there's a little bit of that energy around, a little bit of this energy around where there's, you know, something's being hit, these root fears being hit, these survival worries you know, they're really primal. They're really, really primal. And think of all the lifetimes we've had where we did die, or we did not have, or our, you know, partner went off to war. And, you know, it's like we have so much in our cellular memory around loss and around, you know, kind of like not having, that as we start to have those things, even just feeling the energy coming in, you know, here she is, you know, it's like pulling it in, and, you know, it's coming in. You can feel it starting to flood in, you know, and the messages, and you're probably receiving, this is sort of like a spirit message card to me in this moment too, where it's like you're receiving something. It's coming in through the dream space. It's coming in through, you know, like moments when you're walking, you just feel this energy. You just know that this is around you. And at the same time, you know, you can't help it, but I'm getting chills again for this guy, for this energy to kind of come up as well, because it's like, can we allow ourselves to have, can we, it's the threshold, the root threshold. And look, she's in a red dress too. She has everything that she needs, and she's wearing a red cape. Okay, so there are the symbols again, the red, the root, it's being really highlighted. Okay, there's all this, even her, she's wearing, this one's wearing the red as well. There's all this harvest energy, all this gorgeous receiving creation energy that you're magnetizing in, but it's also hitting the root chakra of a little bit, because it's almost like this. It's like as it comes in, as it floods in, you know, it's pushing out what needs to go. So it's the tower. So the tower could simply be, doesn't have to be anything negative. It could simply be, yeah, I think that's what it is. Because look at this. This is an abundance card. It links up with the squirrel, which is you have everything that you need. Believe in yourself. It's almost like as this comes in, the lightning being your, you know, you're receiving your reward, your cup, you know, your fruition, okay, the right fruit as it comes in, it clears out any stagnancy in that chakra, in that root, in your energy field that has to go, but it's ready to go, and it's one motion. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. Let me get a goddess card. How long did I talk for? 17 minutes. Okay, let me get a goddess card. Let me get a little more, see if it wants to say anything else. It's also interesting because I'm wearing these overalls that have like a million colors on them, and that also feels related because it's all, you know, it's patchwork. So there's, again, like the popping off of all these things coming in for you right now, all this energy, and it's so strong. It's such a strong current, again, that it's that lightning that's pushing things out, pushing out some of this energy, pushing it out, crossing a threshold. Rebirth. Yeah, Isis, rebirth. Okay, so yeah, you know, and there it is again, that harvest energy, and the green as well, the green, the abundance, the harvest energy. So coming into, you know, really coming into a new phase in your life, because you've earned it. You've earned it, and it's time. You know, you have this mastery. You know how to move with the energy, so you're not getting stuck. And it's the same thing with this root stuff. Any of this mental kind of like old, let's just say like old patterns, old energy that's like, that inevitably is being pushed out. You know, this is what we started with. These were the first two. I think these were the first two. No, well, it was the Empress, but then the next cards after that were these cards. So this is kind of like a flood energy for me, where again, this was one of the very early messages of like part of how like you can kind of comfort yourself to believe in yourself and know that you can do this, because you've achieved this mastery where you can literally flow with the energy. You can flow with what's happening, what's popping into your hologram, whatever trials might be coming up, whatever's coming up in your mind. You're able to just kind of push it through. It's the same energy as this. The abundance that you're receiving, the fruition that you're receiving as a reflection of who you are. Because this was coming up in the last reading too. It was like you're done with the karmic, and now you're poised to receive. Well, this is you receiving, you know, 3 weeks later, this is it flooding in. Oh, gives me chills. And again, pushing out, because you've learned how to do that. You've learned how to flow with stuff. Pushing out the lower energy that needs to go, pushing out the survival pieces that are coming up. It's going to be very effortless, and let's just marvel again at how gorgeous all this energy is. All this energy coming in for you, all of this, what is rightfully yours because of your alignment and fruition, and it's time. So anyway, I hope that was helpful and resonant for you, and I'd love to hear if it was. And yeah, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time if I do. Okay, bye-bye.